Okay, so we've previously looked at expanding single brackets and simplifying expressions. And what I want to do now is just take a quick pause and have a look at pretty much the hardest version of these questions you're likely to see. And this question here is adapted from a Nat 4 paper, a Nat 4 question to do with expressions and formulae. So this is the sort of exam question you'd be asked, and again, this is about as hard as it's going to get for this particular kind of question. So here we're given a single bracket. It's an expression, so it's an expression involving a bracket here, and then we've got a minus 8a squared at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand this bracket. Okay, and again, I say this is about as complex as it gets because we've got it in here a three-term expression inside our bracket. By that I mean we've got a term here, 5a, we've got a term here, 2b, and we've got a term here, minus 6. So there's three things inside our bracket. There are three terms. So recalling how we do this, we're going to write 2a along the side, we're going to write the terms from our bracket along the top. Okay, so I'm just going to set it up like this. And then we're going to ask ourselves, what is 2a times 5a? Well, 2 times 5 is 10. A times a. So again, remember, 2 times 2 is 2 squared. 3 times 3 is 3 squared. A times a is a squared. We're going to do 2a times 2b. 2 times 2 is 4. A times b is just a times b, ab. 2a times minus 6, well, 2 times minus 6 is minus 12, but it's not 2, it's 2a, so it's negative 12a. So I'm just going to rewrite this out. This would be 10a squared plus 4ab minus 12a, but of course, until now we've ignored this, the minus 8a squared on the end, but that's part of this expression as well. So we're nearly done. All that's left to do is just simplify the terms. So let's have a look. We've got a squared terms here. So we've got 10a squared take 8a squared is equal to 2a squared. And for what's left here, these are different terms. We've got a, b, and we've got a. We can't simplify that, so we're just left with that as our final answer. So well done if you followed all that, because again, this is about as hard as it's going to get for these kind of questions. What you're being expected to do is to expand a bracket, perhaps a more complicated bracket with three terms inside it, and then once you've expanded the bracket, deal with some sort of simplification like we've got here. Okay, I will do another one. Okay, and again, this is adapted from a National 4 sort of mini assessment. And we'll have a look. What we have is we've got, in this case, we've got two brackets and there's a subtraction here. So what we'll do is we'll treat each bracket separately. We've got 3a minus 6. Okay. So 3 times a is 3a. 3 times minus 6 is going to be, well, 3 times 6 is 18. And again, this is a positive times a negative. So it's going to be negative 18. And it's going to be important to make sure we get these right. So think of this as this bracket here. And now we've got this bracket to do. This is negative 2. And then we've got a minus 5. Minus 2 times a is minus 2a. Minus 2 times minus 5 is 10. Positive 10. Okay? So again, notice how this has been made harder because we've got negatives involved as well. So you're going to have to remember your rules about negative numbers. You're going to have to remember how to expand a bracket. And now at this stage, we're going to put this all together. So if I rewrite this out underneath, what we have is 3a minus 18 minus 2a plus 10. So let's simplify. We've got 3a minus 2a is a. Yeah, if I've got 3 of something and I take 2 away, I'm just left with 1. And my other expression, there is more simplification to do. I've got minus 18 plus 10. So if I'm on, if it's minus 18 degrees and then it gets 10 degrees warmer, that's going to give me, it's going to be minus 8 degrees, isn't it? And so my final answer is a minus 8. And this, by the way, is why we expand and simplify. If I gave you an equation that had this as one of the expressions, this, a mess of brackets, it's got negatives, it's a very busy statement, this, isn't it? Look how much information is written down here. Whereas all this equals just a minus 8. And how much more simple is a minus 8? And that's what the word simplify here is getting at. This is a lot more simple than this complicated expression that we started with, and that's why it's called simplification. Okay, so that was just a wee video, just to give you an idea of what this would actually look like in a test, and in particular, what this would look like at a sort of higher level within that test. So this would be considered to be quite a hard question at national full level. We're going to move on in our next, as we sort of continue this algebra course from here, we're going to move on from expanding brackets to doing the complete opposite, something called factorizing. So I look forward to seeing you again for that video.